welcome. I'm thrilled that you could join me for this week's Angel Messages. My name's Elizabeth Harper from sealwithlove.com and intuitivesoulcircle.com. If you haven't already got my Healing with the Angels mini course, please get it. It's free. 3 things your angels want you to know, plus a wonderful meditation that will really help you and support you as you connect with your healing angels. You'll see a link in the description, and if you don't see that link, or you go to my website, sealwithlove.com, you'll find the course there. If you're on Instagram, then go to my bio. And otherwise, here we are with our angels again, every week, of course. Now, this week, I was inspired to walk around my room and see what drew my attention, because I felt like the angels were there and there were messages they wanted to share, but not necessarily through cards this time. So I always love to dip into my library or into my handbag or into whatever is in my space, into my crystal bag, to find messages that will support me, will support us. So this time we have different objects from my room. So what I'd love you to do is just place your hands over your heart like angel wings. Invite your angels to guide you to message 1, 2, or 3. A message that comes from their heart to yours. Okay? First message, of course, is for everyone, and then we'll do the 1, 2, 3. So, let me see. This was the first one that wanted to come up. So this is a little unicorn mask. It's really magical. It sparkles. You see the eyes there, they're all sparkly. So I've been thinking about unicorns a lot just recently, which is kind of interesting. It's like that magical energy that is still around when you see the horses, but hey, they don't look like a unicorn, but they almost look like a unicorn. So there is a sense that magic is there, but we're not always noticing it. We're not always seeing it. We kind of think, yeah, it didn't happen. You know, what I asked for, what I wanted, what I manifested didn't actually happen, but I feel like the message is that it did. It's just you're not seeing the whole story, or maybe your consciousness isn't in a place to see it. There's something truly magical about this, and there is a sense that magic is coming into your life, but you need to have that awareness to know that the magic is there. There's a book by, I've forgotten his name now, wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Restaurant at the End of the Universe. And one of the things in one of those books, he says that there are UFOs and we don't see them. They appear as clouds. But if you look at a cloud and you know that it's not a cloud and you know that it's UFO, that's when you see the UFO. So it's a little bit of an odd example, but there is that sense of, you know, sometimes we don't see the wood for the trees, right? It's right there in front of us. That magic is right there in front of us. What we've manifested, what we've asked for, the wonderful things that are there are right there in front of us. But we kind of avoid it because it's not in the shape that we anticipated, expected, that we thought we were manifesting. But it's just allowing ourselves to be open to the magic. And when we are, then we see the unicorns. We see that energy. It appears in our lives. Even when we think it has to manifest in another way. Like for me, I was thinking of unicorns the last couple of days. And of course, I'm not seeing a unicorn in the way that I anticipate. Instead, I found myself drawn to this unicorn mask that was in my room. So I feel that that's the message for you, for all of us at this time. Be open to the magic. It may not appear in the way that you anticipate, but it's there. I love that. Okay. Number 1. Let me feel into this. Number 1. This was what came up first. Ooh, got to be careful that that doesn't drop. This is what came up first. Blue ink. So it's interesting. I have a pen that goes with this as well, but the pen didn't want to come through. It was just the blue ink. And it says Aladdin on it, but it's like Aladdin. I looked at that and thought, oh, it's Aladdin. So it's that magical element, that magical energy. And the blue ink There is a sense with this that something is hidden and it's yet to be revealed. And it's almost like the magic words are there. This seems to be that this week it's all about magic, but the magic words are there and they're coming from within you. So when you speak those magic words, I've been thinking a lot about affirmations today, particularly. When you speak those magic words, it might be a mantra, it might be an affirmation, it might be that you just say yes. Then there is a sense that all will be revealed. When I first tuned into this, there was also this sense of creativity, of course, with the blue and with the ink, and a feeling of it's time for you to write your story. So this could be literal, writing your story. It might be that it's about writing a book or a blog post or maybe a comment or writing to someone or just putting it down on paper so that your family can read your story. Or it may be that it's about writing this story on your body, and I don't mean that, again, literally. It's like going to parts of your body and asking your body, what's your story? What story am I holding here? What do I need to heal? Because blue is the biggest healing color. At least for me it is. That energy of blue. It's a heal-all, a panacea for everything. Hadn't thought about that until just now, so I feel that that is angelically inspired. So how does that resonate with you? What else comes to you when you think of this ink and the message that wants to come from it, from your angels? All right, so that's number one. Number two, this one. So this is a feather inside of, it's another magic ball, isn't it? It's like magic again is the message. But to me, when I looked at this, there was a sense of feeling like you're not free. So feeling like that freedom is there, but there's a restriction. It's like there's a boundary. You've been limited in some way. So something is stopping you. But look at that. It's completely clear, isn't it? So it may be that you don't see it. You don't see that lack of freedom, or you don't see that you've created a boundary, or you don't see that you've created some form of limitation. But the feather, the angels, are saying there is something that is in the way. And if we're talking about the magic, and this is a magic ball, we're talking about that energy of magic. What's in the way of that magic? Maybe it's that thought that you're not free. Maybe it's that thought that everything is limited. Maybe it's a thought that, you can't have what you want. It's not possible because you asked before and you didn't get it, so, what's the point in asking? But I feel with this, especially with this white of the feather, that it's kind of, you are innocent. You have all the colors of the rainbow within you, so you have all the potential. It's kind of like being a bonsai tree, and there's an enormous tree, and the bonsai tree is really small, but it has within it the potential to be huge. And that's the feeling with this, that it's like a goldfish. When a goldfish is in a bowl, it stays the size of that bowl, and then when you give it a bigger bowl, it'll get bigger and bigger. And so there is a sense with this that maybe you've just made yourself small, but there is this potential for being huge, big, incredible, because that's who you are. This wonderful, enormous, powerful soul. So when I feel this, there is a sense of you are not restricted. It's like break yourself open. Break out of your shell. Come out from where you're hiding. Allow yourself to be seen. So how does that feel for you? This is beautiful. I love this, but I really feel that energy of lack of freedom, feeling that the freedom isn't there. I know freedom, it comes in all kinds of different shapes and sizes, doesn't it? We might think that we have to go to work, but if you reframe it into I receive abundance when I work, and that allows me to have food on the table and a roof over my head. So you're just reframing it. It's not you have to do something, you're choosing to do it because there's a benefit. So it's looking at it from that perspective as well, of what have you created this lack of freedom? How have you created this lack of freedom? How have you created this limitation? What are you doing there? How can you reframe that and change your story? I love that. Okay. Final message. Did you choose number 3? That's all of these feathers that wants to come out. These are feathers that I collect on our land. They're just left as gifts. And I felt with these that there was a message of freedom, but also a message of, as you give, so you receive. So you receive these gifts from the goddess, from the divine, from the earth, from a creature, from your loved one, however it manifests, however you choose to translate that. There is a sense that you are receiving all the time and you're giving all the time, but you may not understand that flow. And I feel that the angels are saying, it's time for you to understand the flow of giving and receiving. Don't hold on. Don't hold on to something. You don't need to hold on to it. Just let it go. So if you imagine a bird that has let go of these feathers, the bird just allows the feather to go because maybe a new one will come in its place. Maybe with that feather released, there is more freedom for that bird. Maybe that bird is lighter. There's all kinds of different things that could be there. But also from a spiritual divine perspective, that bird is contracted to leave that feather for you in a beautiful way. So that it's a reminder of freedom. It's a reminder of your lightness. It's a reminder that you have a connection to the angels always. So when I pick up a feather, I always say thank you. And I'll see feathers in the oddest places. I'm sure you do too. And I know that my angels are just saying they're there. So these feathers can also be about your angels saying we're here for you. All kinds of different shapes and sizes, lots of different angels. For many different reasons they're there. So call on your angels for support and help. Realize the magic of being in the flow, giving and receiving. And make an intention now, not to hold on, but to be in this place of prosperity consciousness. So that as you release and let go, even more can come in. You make space for even more to come into your life. I love that. Thank you so much, as always, for being here with me and for sharing my work and for commenting and letting me know what came up for you. I really appreciate you. And I hope you enjoyed this. Something different. Sending you so much love.